This is Boyd the Broker. You know, I suffered a major stroke in 2021. Now I've become an example of what can be accomplished with dedication, family, and above all, hope. I'm willing to discuss anything so that others will find inspiration to recover as well as I have. Boyd the Broker podcast, real estate, wealth, and wellness.
Yeah,
Well,
where are you?
my gosh, photography is part of real estate, part of wealth, and probably part of wellness, isn't it? I mean, holy crap, that's a trifecta. So Jennifer, tell us about your business because, and you know what? The sun's out and I was eating pizza and I got type 1 diabetes, my sugar probably going up. There's somebody that I spoke about you to recently, a client of mine, and they were talking about some sort of photo session they did with you, and I'll be darned if I can't remember who it was. I thought I remembered it and I threw it out there and it wasn't them, but you're going to get a text from me one day because I'm going to remember one day.
Yeah.
But talk to me about Faulk photography.
All right. So I photograph people around the South Bay here, and mostly Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach, because I live local, and I do families, events, and I really love taking graduate photos, so senior photos.
My son just graduated from Miracosta.
Oh, really?
Yep, and he was here for first time he came home. So we saw him last week, and he went to Berkeley,
Oh, nice.
which is awesome. So we got to see him last weekend on Parents' Weekend, first time since we dropped him off. And then he was kind enough to come down for this. He just left about 10 minutes ago, but he...
I think I saw him.
Yeah, it was his.
Yeah.
You know what the coolest thing was? It was, it was his suggestion to come. Maybe he's feeling a little homesick or he wanted to see his friends or sleep in his old bed or something. But it was his suggestion to come help us for the day. And that was pretty cool, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really cool. So it's all local stuff. So you do photography for... What's the most popular photo? I mean, it's got to be wedding photos, right? Or is graduation 1B or 1A or what?
This time of year, it's definitely families. Lots of families like to get their card photos. And in the spring, I would say more graduation. Yeah.
That's right. It would be seasonal. Duh. It's got a podcast,
Well,
but it's not very
class
bright.
is over. It's at all times. But yeah.
And then, so you only do it in the South Bay? Is that...
No, I do travel, but it's mostly in the South Bay. Everybody loves the beach here. Lots of photo shoots on the beach.
So do you do studio shoots as well, or is it mostly...
No, I'm just... Yes, I'm just like
Location.
on location. Yes.
On location shooting, and it's mostly the beach. I mean, not everybody has these beautiful beaches, right? So that's the perfect backdrop for you to make a family look better. How's that for a political way of putting it?
Well, that's my job, to make people feel at ease. And I really strive to make people comfortable in front of the camera, because even though we're in LA and there are lots of actual models, the average family is not used to having a camera in their face. So I really like to try and make them feel comfortable and look natural and stuff like that.
And how does somebody get in touch with Faulk photography?
I'm on Instagram, as you know.
Yes.
And I do post a lot there. My own creative stuff, my own personal stuff, and then my client work. I have a website, jenniferfaulkphotography.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
About it, yeah.
I'm finally glad that we met. I mean, that's the cool thing about doing this podcast. I invited a few people over, and there's some where I've had internet connections with, or Instagram connections. You and I have gone back and forth a few times, but again, it's gonna freaking drive me nuts.
I really want to know what
Right?
it is.
It's just like, and I'm trying to you can hear it probably. My brain's going like this, trying to remember who it is, and I thought I knew, and I just don't. It's gonna happen. It's gonna come to me.
Well, your story is very interesting as well.
Oh,
so
thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. It, my son got to see, what happens in real life when you get your ass handed to you. You stand up and you go, "Is that all you got?" And you move forward. And so we all want to be an example to our kids, but sometimes when you try to be an example, it's the opposite. That's when your kids aren't going to listen, or they're not going to see you. When they tend to see you and maybe pay more attention to you when it's something that you didn't do on purpose. And I certainly, didn't enter recovery from a major stroke on purpose, but he saw what happens, and he saw the work that you have to put into anything, so it can apply to anything, where if you put the work in, usually the more difficult it is, the more rewarding it is at the end of the journey. And that's basically my story 101. So that's why I've been able to have this podcast and talk about things that other people can't talk about, is because I've been there. I wasn't sure that tomorrow was going to happen, and so I'm able to actually, everybody says, oh, you live for today because tomorrow, it's a saying, right? But it's real. It's true. I dropped my son off at 8:30 in the morning, didn't say I love you, didn't do anything, thinking that he's just going to school. And then an hour later, I'm having a hemorrhagic stroke, AFib, and intubated, everything. It happens, and I wouldn't have seen him again. And so there's a story there where it's like, and that's another thing. Oh, tell people that you love them because you never know what'll happen tomorrow. And everybody's like, oh, yeah. And they forget about it. But then somebody like me comes along and it's like, oh, it does happen. It does happen in our community. It does happen to people that maybe are in decent health, decent whatever. It just changes you. And other people, if they can reflect on it or learn from it or practice a little more love for the people around them, we're all a little better for it.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah.
I really try teaching my kids that as well.
Yeah, it's tough, right? I mean, and they get an age where they listen and they don't listen. They listen, they don't listen. I mean, you never know, right? And how many kids you got?
I have two. I have two teenage girls.
Teenage, yeah.
13 and 15. One coast to coast as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I thought that I was going to stunt my son's growth, and that's what really gave me the real motivation, because I thought, he's going to be worried about his dad, and he was a freshman when it happened, and I thought that he was, I was taking away his opportunity to excel in high school and then move on to college. And then ironically, it reversed, and he ends up writing his essay about me, gets into Berkeley, and now he's off to Berkeley, and then he sees that life's not it's not rainbows and cherries, that there's struggles and problems, and you figure it out, and there's positivity on a negative situation.
For sure.
So, yep, cool.
And you have to concentrate on all the beautiful things you see around. Be thankful for where we live and enjoy the things that they see around them and all their connections, because we are really lucky here.
Yep, I agree.
People just aren't.
Yep. Well, pleasure to have met you, Jen. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Jen Faulk Photography. I'm Boyd the Broker. I appreciate you tuning into my podcast. I live in the real world. Where do you live?